everyone, it's me, Carol. Welcome. Today I am going to continue with my next video on what is considered in numerology the destiny, life path, and life lesson number. Today I will be covering numbers 7 and 8. But before I do that, I wish to explain, as I have mentioned in the series which is connected to these life path numbers, the Pythagorean triangle, the following important information. As a number progresses, there comes with it increased energy. That energy applies both to the positive and the challenging aspects of the individual 9 numbers in numerology. Also, I wish to remind everyone that as you are figuring out your destiny life path number, that most often it isn't a pure base digit that numerology tells us to reduce all of our numbers when we add our birthday across. Oftentimes, it is a double digit. And that double digit needs to be taken into consideration when we are looking at the properties, the strength of that number. And let me give you here a few examples. Today we're going to be talking about the life path number 7 and 8, but your 7 and 8 could have been found by a number 16 or a number 25. Again, 1 and 6 is 7, 25, 2 and 5 is 7, or a 34, which is another 7, or a 43. And for those of you who have a life path number of 8, that can also be reached with a 17, a 26, a 35, and of course a 44. All these combinations have an individual meaning and effect on that base life lesson number. So a good numerologist, when they're doing your numbers, will look to see how your base life path number from 1 to 9 was created. Okay, with that said, if any of you are listening to this video and you are a life path number 7 or 8 and wish to share with me how that number is and how it would be influencing some of the information that you find in books even, or what I'm going to share with you today, I will gladly do that. The information that I share, as I also have said previously, are from my experiences of doing numerology and, of course, in my numerology classes and workshops. So I do take into consideration the possibilities of what I'd like to call the melding and coloring of multiple numbers. So let's begin here with Destiny Life Path Life Lesson number 7. 7 is the analyst, and what they need to do is strive for self-knowledge. This is what 7s must learn. To understand both the seen and the unseen, must not concern yourself with material possessions. To know that he who loses his life materially shall find it spiritually. To love yourself independent of how others view and may judge you, striving to know and learn about what is truth, having a willingness to teach, write, or share the knowledge you possess so easily and naturally within your deeper mind and soul. This life path is often the role of the philosopher, the teacher, and the healer. Okay, sevens are constantly searching for deeper meaning and understanding of themselves and the world around them. That is so true. I would like to just intervene here a little bit of information that I have about those life path numbers that I've encountered and a few in my immediate family. That sometimes in early childhood, it is somewhat of a lonely existence. They sometimes don't feel like they fit in. They could be very shy and reserved. So it isn't an easy road for them until they reach maturity and kind of find their niche in life. They enjoy analyzing, investigating, and will probe for hidden information no matter what line of work they are in. Doesn't matter what you do in this lifetime, you usually want to know it inside and out, which is a wonderful quality. They can also be skeptical and matter of fact. This is the scientific side of the number vibration. Many become technicians, scientists, and have mathematical minds which considers every angle. They also make very good surgeons, by the way. Being somewhat perfectionist, sevens usually finish what they begin and will not speak until they feel they have an adequate understanding of what it is they have learned. They can be quite secretive about what they do know. They make great listeners. You find that sevens will express and share with you that it was by keeping their mouth closed and listening intensively for those who knew more or had greater experience that they learned the most lessons from, knowledge with. So sevens tend to hide their deep sensitivity, feelings, and emotions under a quiet surface. They usually don't show immediately when they are upset, when they've been hurt. They go off by themselves and work through that. Now here's some additional information on the number 7 that I'll be sharing with you today. They prefer to work alone. They shy away from large and noisy crowds. They are conscientious workers and seek employment for the work that it entails versus them getting a vocation or a career and occupation because of the salary or the income that it provides. Once the 7 life path individual feels understood, accepted, and supportive, they will strive and thrive in work and in lifestyle. This is when what I said earlier, that insecurity seems to vanish and they get some strong emotional backbone and are able to express themselves much better. Beauty and refinement move the number 7, as does great music and art. The oceans and seas carries a very powerful attractive to some 7s. They do like to be near water. Here are some negative aspects. When not having faith and a connection with a higher power or a divine source, some 7s lack direction and purpose, can be overly concerned, worried, anxious, moody, cold, and reclusive. When they trust others' views, solutions, idea, knowledge more than what they know or can obtain and discover, they also disempower themselves, kind of giving away their power. They may like to experience with mind-altering substances, which may tend to depression. This is when has a lot to do with upbringing, with parenting. with education and with their surroundings. They can also, if they feel like the family disowns them or they've been abandoned, they look to belong. So they join cults that are not always positive and the likes. They give away their power and they go against their own convictions and interpromptings in order to be liked or accepted. They find themselves in mystical practices without firm grounding, direction, and proper preparation. Okay, let's move on here quickly to number 8. And if you are an 8 life path number, yes, you need to be organized and you do have self-power. But you must learn to be in control, persevering, responsible, and take a leadership role. Learn the power and use of money wisely and to develop efficiency and good judgment. Must learn that to give is to receive. Not allow materialism to completely absorb you and or control you and abuse the status or importance you have acquired or inherited. Many 8s come from families that have prosperity, social recognitions, public responsibilities, political or otherwise. So sometimes they're born with the 8 life path, but there's a resistance to work when it isn't cultivated, it isn't learned, it isn't appreciated, then the 8s seem to have more of a power with what comes to them in a balanced way, to give and to receive, to apply material success in positive ways. Giving of your talents, teaching others how to be successful, using your resources in ways that benefit all, man and the environment. Apply skills and any power you have obtained or been given in useful ways. Your objective is to serve and improve where you are and what you do, whether that is in a prominent position or in an everyday vocation, whatever it is. Be there to improve the surroundings if you can through your mind. Okay, number 8s, you have come into this lifetime to deal with power, authority, recognition, and money. It is a highly executive vibration. Balancing those attributes is key for the life path number 8 individual. Now, this is a quote by an anonymous person, but I felt like it really fit in here. The real measure of our wealth is our worth if we lose our money. Number 8s, when they come to an understanding of how the world of business, clout, and authority work, 8s possesses its other half. If it possesses its other half, what I mean by that is 8s are 2 ways, material and spiritual. So if the 8 decides to flip the other side of its potential, which is spirituality, they will make correct choices and achieve greater results. This is the core lesson of the life path number 8, is to use both powers. Now, the other important key for the life path number 8 is Who they surround, learn, and connect with is of great importance. Having a strong code of contact centered in integrity will usually draw those who they need to be in contact with into their circle of influence. Being aware, vigilant, honest, and asking for help is also vital in keeping your position of authority or leadership role. There are negative aspects to each number. For the number 8 life path, egotistic, intolerant, and or impatient, dictatorial, and materialistic, having one-track mind as to how things must be done, fear of failure. Believe it or not, some have fear of failure. Some 8s do not apply or use their power and abilities. Difficulty in admitting personal responsibilities for that which fails or is unsuccessful. These are negative aspects. Some 8s believe showing strong emotion is also a sign of weakness. All right, friends, we're going to wrap it up there. And as I said earlier, if you have any questions on your number combination for 7 or 8s or any of the previous videos that I've done concerning the life lesson numbers, please feel free to email me or put it in the comment sections. Thanks everyone for joining in. We'll talk again soon.